Inside Team Canada's dressing room in Edmonton as they prepare to play our nation's oldest rival, Canada will be wearing heritage reds, perfect as they go back to their roots to face the Russians. In Alberta, 4 teams left, 3 medals available. USA, Finland a little bit later on tonight, but first it is Canada versus Russia. In the hallway, Canada about to step onto the ice. For many of them, the biggest game of their young lives. As we say hello, Canada, and welcome to semifinal number 1 of the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship. James Duthie alongside Bob McKenzie for 2 of our favorite words in hockey, Canada, Russia. It was exactly 50 days ago that Team Canada first got together in Red Deer. They've been together longer than any World Junior Team Canada in history. They have gone through long quarantines and daily COVID tests and bubble bonding, and now they arrive exactly where they dreamt of being, 1 win away from the gold medal game. Canadian fans from coast to coast getting set for Canada versus Russia. Gord Miller and Ray Ferraro, and the call right after this on TSN.
The 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship from Edmonton, Alberta is brought to you in part by Esso. The Esso brand has fueled Canada's love of hockey for over 80 years. By Nike, official gear of Canada's national hockey teams. By TELUS, helping build stronger communities on and off the ice. When we give back together, we're all connected for good. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Team Canada. The 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship from Edmonton, Alberta is brought to you in part by Chevrolet. Find new reasons to cheer. Find new roads.
And here we are, the semifinals of the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship. First up, Canada against Russia, one of the greatest rivalries in international hockey. The all-Canadian fishing crew, Brett Rowland from Winnipeg is one of the referees. Olivier Gouin is the other. He worked the 2018 Olympics and 3 World Championships, one of the most veteran international officials. Ben O'Quinn from Woodstock, Ontario, and Jonathan Deschamps from Trois-Rivières are the linesmen. And there is 18-year-old Yaroslav Askarov. He was pulled in the semifinals last year for Russia against Sweden, a first-round pick of the Nashville Predators. Devin Levi, the 19-year-old, is the starting goaltender for Team Canada, has not allowed more than 1 goal in any of his 5 appearances so far in the tournament. Both head coaches were assistants last year. Igor Larionov, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and twice a gold medalist in this tournament as a player. Andre Tournier, an assistant coach last year, 4 times an assistant for Canada, first time as the head coach of the national junior team. Canada is the home team. Will have the last change. It's a rematch of last year's classic gold medal game, won by Canada coming back from 3-1 down in the 3rd period to win it. 9 players are back from that game last year, 6 for Canada and 3 for Russia.
The Russians will start their top line. As expected, Canada will go match against with McMichael, Cousins, and Peltier. Igor Larionov does not get into the match game very much, but he's not going to have a choice, as these 2 lines will be nose to nose.
All right, boys. Nothing to say about this one. Have a good one. Down.
There's Nadinov against McMichael, and here we go. Shakir Mohamedulin plays out for Rodion Amirov. And Mohamedulin has it back. Russians beat the United States in their opener. They got shut out by the Czechs in their second game when games against Austria and Sweden in overtime, and then beat Germany 2-1 in a nail-biting quarterfinal. Right back, and Amirov can't reach it. Here's Bowen Byram back with it. Canada's ice time leader in the tournament. Byram, the first-round pick of the Colorado Avalanche, pokes that ahead. And Jan Kuznetsov is back to pick it up. for Roman Bichkov. Long cross ice pass. Zakov Badakov trying to throw that back in front. Now it's picked up by Yegor Chinahov. Just the last couple of games. Drops that back for Bonamario. His shot deflects wide. Jack Quinn plays that for Schneider. Lead pass goes to Alex Newhook. Back in the Canadian lineup. His shot drifts wide. Newhook, rebound, loose in front of the goalpost. Great chance for Newhook in the early going. Here's Krebs back with it. Peyton Krebs lost the puck. And now Chinahov had it knocked away. Newhook swings that wide for Quinn. Back to Schneider. Walks it and shoots. A Skarov save. Rebound bounces right back in front. Bardakov was tied up there by Newhook.
Well, I guess the shoulder is good.
Walks right in, fires again. That goes high and wide.
What a great shift for Alex Newhook. 2 scoring chances in a one-on-one puck battle that he wins.
Run around, and the horn sounding here.
They're going to take a look at that shot, the Newhook shot.
Was it in?
I'm telling you, Gord, it seems very unlikely the play would stop.
Unless it was
in the net. So here's Alex Newhook, his first shift back. This is in. This is off the back white bar and out so quickly. So the Canadians know this is a goal. They're celebrating over on the bench. Alex Newhook, who missed the last game with a shoulder problem, has just seen it up on the board. And while the officials make sure with a second and third look, Canada again with an early goal, they'll have to reset the clock, but Newhook makes his return to the lineup immediately impactful, and Canada has a 1-0 lead.
What a first shift.
After review, we have a goal on the ice in 1901.
So 59 seconds in, Alex Newhook from St. John's, Newfoundland, has given Canada a 1-0 lead.
He really had never been untracked in the tournament. He plays with such pace. You know he can make an impact to the game, but he never really got untracked. The game off gave him a few days to recharge, perhaps. Came out, shot out of a cannon here on his first shift. And the puck beats Askarov up over the blocker, and it's 1-0.
Yanzev, who turns 20 today, plays that across to Kirill Kirsanov, who's draft eligible for 2021. An intriguing prospect for the Russians. He leads them in ice time. As Yanzev fires it in. Back goes Holloway for it. And now Holloway. Couple on the boards for Perfetti. Holloway gloves it down. Moves by Afanasiev. In with Byfield. Holloway in a backhand shot, and Askarov having to look back, but he's got it between the pads.
We had to fight that one off. This is a difficult shot for Askarov to face here as Holloway shows his strength down the wall and shovels his backhander. It rattles around. Here's from the defensive blue line. Newhook takes a peek around on the breakout. The puck bounces up in the air, and when Bardakov tries to bunt it out of the air, the puck drops right to Newhook. He takes it right to the net and pins one perfectly off the back bar, and it's 1-0.
Ilya Safonov brought that in for Russia. That's knocked away. Safonov was the player who collided with Canadian captain Kirby Dach in the pre-tournament game. Dach wound up breaking his wrist on a harmless-looking play. Mohamedulin has it back as Mercer fell. And Dawson Mercer picks off that pass, but Mohamedulin steals it back, and Levi knocks that away. Spiridonov steals it back in deep. Beshkirov gets loose in the corner. That's knocked away by Suzuki. And now Tomasino up for Mercer. Canada changing as Dawson Mercer lays it back in deep and goes back to the bench. Roman Bichkov. Up ahead for Vasily Podkolzin, the Vancouver first rounder, who's the captain of Team Russia. Podkolzin crunched there by Byram.
It's a good finish by Byram.
Got loose in front, running Amirov with a chance, and Levi makes the save on him.
Alex Newhook's third of the tournament off the back bar up over Askarov. Igor Larionov looking at the video. He turns around. Yep, it's in. So now let's move on to the next thing. And you got to get the team to settle back down and get started again, down 1-0.
He's talked to his players about not feeling the pressure, about feeling the joy of playing hockey, which he said he always did. Easy for him to say, one of the greatest players of all time. McMichael had that knocked away, that pass broken up by Pelche. And now Kirsanov drops it back. Kyle Abramov leaves it there for Knyazev. Knyazev winds it across the line, gets stymied there by Krebs, and that's a drop it back to Mohamedulin. Centering pass, and Afanasyev was knocked down. Here's Krebs back with it. Chops it up there for Quinn. He looks down for Newhook. Newhook battles for in the corner. Ponomaryov knocked that away, and Jakov can't knock it out. The centering pass just out of the reach of Newhook. Mohamedulin. Chichikov, that pass broken up, and Barron's got it back. Lead pass for Newhook. And Newhook was rink wide for Kaden Dooley. He flips that down to the Russian zone. Holloway quickly on it for Canada. Leaves it there for Byfield. Quinton Byfield tied up. Holloway comes in to help out. Now fresh off the bench is Perfetti. Puck loose in the corner. Beachkov's got it back for Russia. Back to Mohamedulin. Got here Mohamedulin. First round pick of New Jersey. Up for Abramov. In comes Abramov, who was suspended for the quarterfinal matchup, and Schneider buried him along the board. Perfetti takes that pass from Harley. And now Thomas Harley has it back. Up ahead for Holloway. Busting it across the line. Drops it off to Perfetti. Well, Perfetti a long shot. That deflected high. Byfield racing for it. And he collides along the boards and knocks the puck away from Spiridonov. Through the middle is Perfetti. Cole Perfetti winds in, drops it off, but the play is offside at the Russian line. Well, Igor Larionov has no shortage of international experience and told his team before this game that legends are born in matches between Russia and Canada. The '87 Canada Cup might be the pinnacle of international hockey, that 3-game series, but Igor did take the opportunity to work the refs a little bit. Talking about all Canadian officiating staffs in this tournament, pointing out that Don Koharski called 4 straight penalties against the Soviet Union in the second period of Game 3. Kirsanov banks it ahead.
We have not seen very many boring Russia-Canada games in this tournament. It seems not possible for it to be so.
Last year, Russia beat Canada 6-0 in the preliminary round, but then, of course, you had the classic gold medal game. And it's after 2 a.m. in Moscow. We welcome viewers in Russia from across that vast country. Off the face-off, here's Dylan Cousins with it. Top line back out for Canada. McMichael shields off Husnudinov. And Jacob Pelche drops it down. Husnudinov at the wall seal. They'll try the other side. Knyazev up for Amirov. Backhands that rink wide. And Husnudinov had that knocked away by Byram. Owen Byram drops it back. Lead pass for Cousins. And Jamie Drysdale on this powerful defense pairing for Canada. The 2 first-round picks, Byram to Colorado and Drysdale to Anaheim. Just over 5 gone here in the opening period. Still to come tonight, the United States and Finland in the second semifinal matchup. Off the end boards, it's picked up by Justin Barron. Barron, the Halifax native, looks up ahead, that's knocked away. And Bardakov drops it back down to the Russian zone. Here's Beachkov with it. Larionov discourages shoot in, but Bardakov fires that towards the goal. It's gloved by Levi. Canada has yet to trail in this tournament and has scored in the first 10 minutes of every game. They've only been tied for a total of 19 minutes and 43 seconds.
Their average is just under 3.5 minutes to get on the board first in a game. What a way to play when you've got arguably the best team in the tournament and you're always playing from in front.
Now Beachkov drops it off. Afanasyev a centering pass. Gritsuk had that shot deflected wide. Here's Quinn on it. Jack Quinn across to Barron. Up ahead for Newhook. Newhook's pass was disrupted. Abramov plays it back in. Back goes Gooley, being trailed up by Afanasyev. And Quinn comes back to pick it up. Quinn up ahead for Newhook. He's got Krebs with him. And Barron jumping up. Newhook winds it across the line. Throws that back in deep. Here's Krebs on it. Brings it back around. Braden Schneider jumps up, keeps it alive for Canada. Down to Holloway. Holloway battles for the loose puck, and now Byfield gets to it. Quentin Byfield down to Holloway. He was stripped there by Safonov, and the puck leaves at center ice for Schneider. Across he goes for Harley. Harley back to Schneider. Lead pass through the middle, finds Perfetti up for Byfield. Quentin Byfield got knocked down by Kniazev, but sweeps it back towards the goal mouth, out of the reach of Holloway. And Harley fires it back in. Askarov missed it. Byfield backhanded it wide of the goal. Now Holloway for a sharp angle. It goes off a skate. Perfetti back with it. And Safonov takes that away. Kniazev throws that to the line. Back goes Schneider to pick it up, and both teams will change. In comes McMichael. Connor McMichael, who scored in that gold medal game a year ago. Wheels that around, and Pelche fired it just wide. Now Byram back on it. Loose in the corner. Cousins reaching for it. It got knocked by him. And Amirov looks ahead for Husmedinov. The Russians break up 4 wide. Puck pulls it in across the line. Drops it back. Chichikov in, shoots, and Levi makes the stop.
Chichikov joins the rush there, and a nice little dish from Podkolzin.
Now Podkolzin off the outside of the post. Here's Pelche back on it. The top line goes to work for Russia. That's poked by Cousins by Mohamedulin. Canada with a 3-on-2. In comes Cousins. Puck bounced away from him. Amirov's got it back.
End of a shift probably killed what was a man advantage break. As Mohamedulin made an ill-advised pinch. He didn't get puck nor body, and if Canada's not out of gas, that's a scoring chance.
In comes Chinahov, shoots, Levi makes the stop, and juggles the rebound, but he's got it. 59 seconds in, Alex Newhook from St. John's, Newfoundland gives Canada a 1-0 lead in the semifinal. Families watching, the Ghoulies in Sherwood Park, just outside Edmonton, the Pelches in Quebec City, the McMichaels in Ajax, Ontario, the Byrams in Cranbrook, BC, the Cousins in Whitehorse, Big Mike in the middle, and in Dalla-des-Ormeaux in Quebec, the Levi's looking on. Sorry you couldn't be here this year. You are missed. Tomasino works in. Bill Tomasino shoots, Askarov fights that off, and the puck goes over the glass and out of play. Bill Tomasino scored in Canada's first 3 games of the tournament.
Just back before the break, Chinahov really tests Devon Levi out here. This low shot is going along the ice. Levi has to spread out, makes the save, and as he's done all tournament, there's no rebound.
Justin Barron, a long shot off the end boards. Couldn't find Krebs on the carom. Afanasiev doesn't clear it out. Keep an eye on Chinahov. He's missed the last couple of games for the Russians. He was hurt in their game against Austria. Igor Larionov saying today he'll watch him throughout the game. If he's jumping, he'll put him in the lineup more. Newhook, a shot that was blocked. Back at the point, here's Barron. Justin Barron, a long shot, kicked away by Askarov. Krebs back on it. Peyton Krebs gets loose. Drops it back. And a trick trying to find Newhook. Newhook goes just wide. Back at the point is Barron. His shot was blocked by Gritsuk, and the Russians break up 3-on-2. Afanasiev with Gritsuk, drops it back. Gritsuk getting his poke check there by Gouli.
What a great read by Gouli. He doesn't leave his lane and poke checks the puck off the trailing defender.
And Elcheka checked it. Chichikov with it. And jumping up is Connor Zary to keep it alive. Just skipped by Byfield at the Russian line. Safonov pokes out ahead. Byron back to pick it up and leaves it there for Byfield. A good pass up ahead to Holloway. In comes Holloway with Zary. Holloway feeds it across. Jumping in his Drysdale a chance. Askarov makes the stop. Now Zary back with it. Banks it back to Drysdale. Another shot that goes wide. Back at the point is Byram. Owen Byram lays it back in deep, trying to find Holloway. Chichikov stepped in front of him. Byfield's got it back. Whitten Byfield pokes that back for Connor Zary. And Zary got pinned against the boards. And moved up by Spiridonov, the only right-handed shot among the Russian skaters. Why is that? Igor Larionov was asked. He has no idea.
It's really hard to believe that there wouldn't be another right-hander somewhere on this lineup.
Bichkov, lead pass for Amirov. Rink wide he goes. The pass was in behind Mohamedulin. And a chance for Cousins back the other way. Cousins pokes at it, plays it back in deep. Here's Pelche on the forecheck. Pelche drops it back to McMichael. A centering pass. Cousins got the shot away. Still loose. Bounces back to Schneider. Rolling puck off the side of the goal. Here's McMichael. Feeds it down to Cousins. Now another centering pass. McMichael scores. Connor McMichael on the side of the goal from Cousins. And it's 2-0 Canada.
Gord, I was just trying to say, I've never seen a goalie lose his stick more than Askarov. This puck goes right through the crease. He doesn't have a stick. It's like it's a prop. He doesn't hold it. He doesn't keep it. And Canada, 2 goals in the first 10.5 minutes and a 2-0 lead. They win puck battle after puck battle. Look, he makes the save. Now the puck's down on the ice. Good work again by Cousins. Pelche finds it across the front of the net, and McMichael is able to get underneath Kuznetsov, stronger on his stick. And now Askarov's got a player's stick. That's no help, and it's in the back of the net.
We mentioned McMichael scored a huge goal against the Russians in the gold medal game last year. Moments after they'd scored to make it 3-1, McMichael had one bounce off his heel and in, but that 3-2 goal got Canada back in it. Now Tomasino's got it back. Tomasino spins and shoots. That goes wide. Drysdale steps up. Drysdale around for Tomasino. Feeds that back at the point. Byron lays it back in. Drysdale. Now the bouncy puck of the sideboards. Tomasino lifts it in for Mercer. Dawson Mercer. There's it there for Suzuki from the point. Drysdale has shot. Askarov kicks that up. And Bardakov's got it back for Russia. Lead pass to Chinahov. And Chinahov, a speedster, had that taken away by Drysdale, who's no slouch in that department himself. Chinahov is laboring, however. Just the last couple of games with a really nasty-looking knee injury suffered against Austria. Kind of corkscrew to the boards. And
that ended up being a penalty shot that he couldn't take. Then Mikhail Abramov took and made it 1-0 on that play. That was the last time we saw Chinahov before today.
Almadulin drops that back for Chichikov. It goes off the skate of Abramov. 10-4, the shots on goal in favor of Canada in the 2-0 lead.
One thing's been impressive here is the number of one-on-one puck battles that Canada has won. The greatest example was on that goal where Cousins won the puck battle to keep the play alive.
Gritsuk couldn't get that by Goulet. Now a second try. And Newhook can't clear it out. Here's Gritsuk back with it. Gritsuk on Goulet. Gritsuk centering pass and a great stick there to knock it away from Newhook.
And he's had quite a first period.
And back is Yan Kuznetsov, who plays at the University of Connecticut in his second year there. He's been in North America since the age of 16. Schneider up ahead for Holloway, and the play's offside at the Canadian line. Connor McMichael scores. To the light of his brother John.
Here's this play again. Cousins lifts the stick of Beachcoff behind the net. That opens up Pelche. And then Kuznetsov's in good position, but he doesn't deny that pass. So 2 puck battles, one-on-one. Beachcoff loses one to Cousins, and Kuznetsov loses one to McMichael, and it's in the back of the net.
Here's Cousins again with a chance. Askarov was out of the net. And we've got a penalty coming up.
Look, I think it's a 4-minute high sticking penalty here.
It's Podkolzin going off.
Russia number 19, 4 minutes for high sticking.
Double-minded of Podkolzin, so Canada gets a power play here with 7:10 to go in the period.
But Colson going to get a stick on Byram, and that rides up Byram's stick and catches him in the chin. Byram getting some attention over at the bench, and the Russians trailing 2-0. It only gets worse. Although Canada's power play has not been very good. They've had real trouble getting set.
In comes McMichael, shoots, that goes wide. The Russians have only allowed 1 power play goal and 17 opposition attempts. The best penalty killing in the tournament. Perfetti. They're super aggressive, as you pointed out in their first game against the United States, right?
And they scored a shorty in their last game, in their quarterfinal win against Germany. A beautiful pass from Chichikov to up the middle of the ice to Ponomaryov. Canada's got to be sharp. in case they fly the zone.
Here they come. Bashkirov works in on Byram. Jumping in is Amirov. That was broken up by Byram. So the Russian penalty killers are even. 1 goal scored, 1 goal allowed so far in the tournament. In comes Byram with it. Drops it back to Cousins. Now 1 point behind Jason Allison for 5th on Canada's all-time point list at the World Junior. Byram to Perfetti. Cole Perfetti swings it back to Byram. Has a look and shoots. Askarov makes the stop, and there's no rebound.
Closed captioning of the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship is brought to you in part by Yamaha. Revs your heart.
Byram getting some repairs on the Canadian bench. This is the 10th anniversary of Russia's gold medal win in Buffalo. Come back from 3-0 down against Canada in the gold medal game. Russia's only gold medal in the last 17 years. 7 silvers in that time. Here's Drysdale, walks in, plays it down to Suzuki on the Canadian power play, a double minor. And Ponomaryov swings that down to the Canadian zone. Among the Russians on that team in 2011, Evgeny Kuznetsov, Vladimir Tarasenko, Artemy Panarin, Dmitry Orlov, Nikita Zaitsev. Pretty good team. Drysdale holds on the line, shoots, that deflected high. Now Suzuki plays it back to Drysdale. Jamie Drysdale. To Suzuki. Back to Drysdale, has a look and shoots. That goes just wide. Askarov was screened by Byfield. Bashkirov's got it back, working on Drysdale, who's tired. In comes Bashkirov, and Drysdale stays with him and knocks it away.
Good body position. He knew he's gassed, and he also knows that he's up against the big forward in Bashkirov, who's 6'2". He did a great play to shield the player off the puck.
First penalty, the puck holds and is over. Canada remains on the power play here. Cousins back to Byram to Perfetti. In comes Cole Perfetti, shoots, scores! Cole Perfetti, power play goal! It's 3-0 Canada.
The power play is a Perfetti specialty. His 2nd goal of the tournament. He rifles this past the glove hand of Askarov. He's got plenty of time here to set up. Cousins to Byram, and look how much room he's got. They'll give him this shot, but he blows it right by Askarov. The power play marker, a 3-goal first period for Canada. Total control of this game at this point. That goes underneath the glove and over the pad. Russia doesn't call timeout. They're going to go ahead with this. See if they can get back on their feet, but what a start for Canada.
Back goes Harley for it, being watched there by Abramov. Abramov trying to dig it free. Harley along the boards. Gritsuk knocked it down. And here's Schneider with it. On his backhand, lifts it off the glass. Back down the ice, a race for it. Krebs going back, but Beachcop gets there first. Icing called against Canada. Cole Perfetti, the recently turned 19-year-old on New Year's Day from Whitby, Ontario. First-round pick of the Winnipeg Jets in the most recent NHL draft.
Good work by Krebs down in the corner. He won't get a point on this, but he beat Mohamedulin to the puck. Was able to shovel it up the boards to Cousins. 2 passes later, Perfetti's got it, and it's in the net.
Knyazhov drops it back. Amirov, a long shot. Levi makes the stop, and it's picked up by Newhook. Alex Newhook will open the scoring for Canada less than a minute into the game. He's knocked off the puck by Knyazhov. Kirsanov, rink wide. And Mohamedulin had that knocked away. Puck holds it. He's double minor proof, costly for the Russians. Plays it in. Pelche got tangled up behind the goal. Picked free by Amirov. Rodin Amirov walks out and shoots, and Levi makes the stop. And there's no rebound. Cole Perfetti, the 3-0 goal for the kid from Whitby.
Yaroslav Askarov got beat by Cole Perfetti on the glove hand. You see him in warm-up. He's not catching anything. It's just hitting it and bouncing out of his glove time after time after time. And then Perfetti's going to zip one under the glove and over the pad. Askarov's given up 3 here. The Russians now have to really chase the game.
Wondering if Igor Larionov might make a goaltending change. Remember, Askarov was pulled in the semifinal last year. Nikolai Habibulin, the Russian goaltending coach, is not here. His father passed away shortly before the tournament began. Holloway works in. That pass goes off the skate. Byfield reaching for it. Safonov goes out ahead, knocked down by Zary. Up ahead for Byfield. Quentin Byfield shoots, it goes off the skate. Holloway battling for it. Now Zary with a chance at the side of the goal. Safonov stepped into him. Ilya Safonov throws it back down. Chichikov across to Mohamedulin. He was a member of the Russian Olympic Gretzky Cup team that beat Canada in 2019. Askarov was the goaltender. And 5 Canadians faced him in that game, including Perfetti. Bardakov has that knocked down by Mercer at center ice. The shots are 13-6 in favor of Canada. In comes Tomasino. Swings back in the corner, looks down to Mercer. And now Mercer throws it far side. Bardakov lifts it off the glass. Byram knocks it down. Picked up by Tomasino. Quickly pivots and throws that in for Mercer. Milan Kuznetsov. Mercer pivots back. At the point is Drysdale. That's tipped high and wide by Suzuki. Now Byram a chance. He shoots. That's gloved by Askarov. And he'll hang on.
Operation Puck Drop was created to bring hockey back to communities, families, and neighborhoods that have felt the impacts of the pandemic. To see more of the stories, visit operationpuckdrop.ca.
Andre Tourigny wanted his team to be aggressive, to push the play, to continue to forecheck and pressure the Russian defense, but they've talked about this all tournament. Just don't be satisfied where you are. There's always another level, and been really impressed when Canada's had to dial their game up like they did against the Finns. They smothered the Finnish defense, and they've done it here in this first period.
Kutsuk got his stick lifted by Krebs at center ice, and it's brought ahead by Newhook. And look at the wheels on Newhook getting around Knyazov. The centering pass bounced away from Krebs. Newhook right back on it. And at center ice, it's knocked down by Quinn. Jack Quinn, who plays for Andre Tourigny with the Ottawa 67s, lifts it back down to the Russian zone. 1:45 to go here in the period. Knyazov back down to the Canadian zone. Harley swings back to pick it up. Thomas Harley up along the boards to Pelche, who finds McMichael looking for Cousins, who, by the way, with an assist on the last goal, is now tied for number 5 on the all-time points list with Jason Allison. Puck was at the side of the goal. McMichael almost got there. And Podkolzin drops it back. Mohamedulin, 20th overall to New Jersey in the last draft, up to Podkolzin, who was 10th overall to Vancouver in 2019. In comes Podkolzin on Drysdale, and Drysdale poke check that away. Amirov back with it. Kuznetsov in the final minute of the period shoots at the flex wide, glove down in front by Drysdale, and picked up by McMichael. Chops at it but not out. Beachcock has it taken away by McMichael. Long cross ice pass for Cousins, and Cousins needing a change lifts it softly down to the corner. Daniel Bashkirov drops it off to Roman Beachcock, a Boston draft pick. Throws that through the middle of the ice. It goes right down to Levi. And Levi leaves it there for Barrett. Barrett up the center ice for Holloway. Drops it off to Zary in stride. Connor Zary works in. He's puck check there by Kirsanov. Byfield. Wrapper on try. Stopped by Askarov. Rebound. That's tapped wide by Zary. Final seconds now of the period. Here's Barron, a long shot. Askarov saved. Again, there's a long rebound. Cleared to the line, but not out. Barron's got it back.
He doesn't have his stick again either. I'm telling you, I've not seen anything quite like that.
Canada strikes 3 times in the first period. Newhook, McMichael, and Perfetti. A spot in the gold medal game is on the line in the semifinals of the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship. Our first intermission is coming up next.
Julie Poulin supports the Hockey Canada Foundation Assist Fund because she knows that when we help get kids on the ice, There's no limit to the power of play. Give an assist. Donate now.
Sophomore Slump, the new album from the Reclaws, available now. And Roots, the World Junior song, available everywhere you listen to music.
Hey, the NFL playoffs kick off Saturday, 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, with the all-new expanded Wild Card Weekend. CTV and TSN bring you all 3 games on Saturday, and then Sunday we're back with another jam-packed day of NFL football action. Super Wild Card Weekend on Canada's home for NFL, CTV, and TSN. Your first intermission with James Duthie and Bob McKenzie. Craig Button will join us in just a second. Hey, it's becoming a Canadian tradition. Before a big game against Russia, you get a key player hurt, and not only does he play, he ends up making a massive contribution.
Yeah, Alex Newhook banged up what we believe was his shoulder in the game against Finland. Missed the quarterfinal game. Question as to whether he'd be in this game today. Is he in it? Oh, he's in it all right. He scored the first goal, and it was a beauty. Up under the bar, off the bar, and delayed celebration, but nevertheless. And we said he's not obliged to do what Barrett Hayton did last year, which was have a separated shoulder and come back in the game against Russia, in this case the gold medal game, and score the 3-3 power play goal that keyed the comeback. But I'll tell you what, that was an amazing first period for Newhook. It wasn't just the goal. He was all over the ice, strong on the puck, looked great, took a big hit, but continued to play through. Was I the only one who said during that celebration, don't push him too hard? Guy's got shoulder issues. Craig, you said before the game that perhaps Canada's D has not gotten enough love in this tournament. Give them some for that performance the first 20 minutes.
Happy to do so, and if you ask the Russian forwards, they know how darn good these defensemen are. And the physical play of them, they're skating, they're leveraged, they get into the right positions, and they deny you, with a ferocity. Braden Schneider knocking down Abramov. But how about the poise of Bowen Byram? Under pressure, doesn't force it, kicks it out to Drysdale, and away they go. Caden Gooley takes a good look around, sizes up the situation, looks like it might be dangerous. These defensemen have shut down the Russians at every turn. And how about Jamie Drysdale of that defense crew coming back on the power play? We talked about the Russian penalty killers. They're very aggressive. They almost get what looks like it could be a breakaway, and a tired Jamie Drysdale comes back, makes the play to break it up, turns it the other way, and then shortly thereafter it's Cole Perfetti on the power play, and he snipes that one low glove side on a scare-off. That's a huge one for Perfetti's confidence. They'd be feeling it, and for Canada's power play. You can have the debate after the tournament, but Byram and Drysdale, certainly one of the best pairings we've ever seen at the World Juniors for Team Canada. The goalie's been terrific as well. Devin Levi not as busy, Craig, as a Scaroff at the other end, but as he's done the whole tournament, when they get chances on him, he's been terrific. What's his greatest asset in a high-pressure situation like this? I would use 2 words, composure, and he's incredibly settled in the net. There's nothing busy about Devin Levi. He sizes up the play, he understands where he has to go to make the save, and then he doesn't leave any pucks laying around. He's very tidy in front of his net. But the understanding of what an opponent is trying to do, Chikhanov is a really good shooter, under the right pad, shuts it down completely. And the type of goaltender that does not afford the opposition any measure of confidence that maybe they can get in the game. You talk about shutting the door, he shuts it down completely. And Ray correctly pointing out, just bizarre with the Scaroff and the way he handles his stick for the Nashville first rounder. 3-0 Canada is your score after 1 period of play. 5th time in 6 games they've scored within the first 4 minutes and change. They still have never trailed, and they're up 3 in this one.
Dream of winning big? Really big. As Team Canada goes for the win, you can too with the World Juniors Online 50-50. Daily chances to win while giving back to minor hockey in Alberta. Buy your tickets at hockeycanada.ca.
Download the Hockey Canada Network today for access to 1,500 drills, weekly practice plans, and exclusive content from the World Juniors Pond to Podium Development Series. Visit hockeycanadanetwork.com and use the promo code WJC 2021 to get 50% off a premium subscription. Time now for the World Juniors High Performance, fueled by Gatorade.
Here's a shorthanded jet from the left and scores! Polamaria the break. Hirman is center. Beckman. Oh, what a chance. Scramble in front of the net. Oh, the front net. Score! 23.3 seconds left. And Finland has taken the lead. In comes Dylan Cousins. Cousins in alone. Stopped by Malik. No, score! It dribbles it off Malik, and Canada's taken a 1-0 lead. And Dylan Cousins has done it again. Drops it off to Caulfield. Back for Zegras to Caulfield. In shoot, scores! Happy birthday, Cole Caulfield. A power play goal at 3-0.
The World Juniors high performance fueled by Gatorade. And the tournament scoring race also brought to you by Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. You saw a lot of Cousins and Zegras in there because it's been 1-2 basically the entire tournament, back and forth. Cousins with those 2 assists moves back into the lead because he has a 1-goal edge on Zegras, who you'll watch tonight against Finland. But the story of that first period, Alex Newhook, questionable with that injury, comes back and has an instant impact. He's with Ryan Rishaug.
Alex, a great opening period for your team. In the lead up to this game, you know, maybe being unsure if you were going to be able to play or not, what was it like for you, kind of preparing and trying and get yourself ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we know it's a big game, and for me, you know, having that excitement behind in this locker room, and for myself, I think just trying to do everything I can to get back in the lineup. Our trainers have been doing a great job of, you know, taking care of it and getting me ready, so it's good to be back and good to have a first there.
You seem to have as much energy as anybody in the early going of that game. How good did it feel to have something like that happen good early, and when did you know that this had gone in?
Yeah, I actually had no idea it went in. I was just kind of playing. I thought it would hit the crossbar, but yeah, I don't know. I got the puck in the slot, and early on, you know, to get a chance like that and to put it away, it's great for the team and get some motivation, get some energy, and you know, we carried that through and had a great first.
Sitting back at the bench, you hear the horn go. Do you know at that point?
Yeah, I actually didn't know. I think one of the guys on the bench kind of let me know that they thought it went in, and having a look at the scoreboard, I think we got a bit more excited seeing it cross the line. But yeah, a great opportunity, great work by Quinter down low to get it out to me. So yeah, good to get the first one here.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
All of Newfoundland proud of what that young man and Dawson Mercer have done so far in this tournament. We continue to track the quality shot locations. Canada with the edge, 6-3 in the first period, and those 3 red dots are where the goals were scored. 3-0 Canada, but far from done considering the history between these two teams at this tournament.
Here's your first period scoring summary. Newhook, McMichael, and Perfetti with the goals. Dylan Cousins, 2 assists, now tied for 5th all-time on Canada's point list at the World Junior Championship. Shot 16-7 in favor of the Canadians. Gord Miller back here with Ray Ferraro. And Ray, you talk about, you know, get there first. That's the mantra for a lot of teams, but get there first and do something when you get there is also part of it.
When you get to the battle where the puck is, you've got to have a way to stay in the battle to win the battle. Canada scores 2 goals, 5-on-5, 1 on the power play, and they're all very similar. Here's Alex Newhook jumping to a loose puck, making it 1-0. Puck battle behind the net. Cousins wins this. McMichael wins this one on Kuznetsov. It's 2-0. The power play's no different. Look at Peyton Krebs. He's got Mohamed Ulin on his back. He wins the puck. Cousins and Byram find Cole Perfetti, and it's 3-0. After that first period, Gord, Canada has outscored their opponents 31-0 at 5-on-5 hockey. This is a long road back for the Russians if they're going to get back in this game. Here we go, boys.
Canada and Russia have a long history of bodacious matchups in this tournament. Not many one-sided ones, and we have seen crazy comebacks over the years. In 2012 in Calgary, Canada down 5-1 in the third period. Remember that one? The Russians made a goaltending change in that game, and you wonder how much Larionov thought about it in this one. Askarov does start the second period. Here comes Podkolzin. Works it on Drysdale. Now Byron comes in to help out, and that long shot goes high and all the way down the ice. Krebs on his horse against Kuznetsov. And Daniel Chayka goes back. Long shoot in the Canadian zone. Schneider goes back. Braden Schneider from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Knocks that ahead to Quinn. To Newhook. Newhook shot deflected wide, comes out the other side. And Bardakov has it back. Back goes Schneider for it. And now Harley. Rink wide pass for Krebs, chip down. And Kirsanov goes back to play it. Kirsanov plays for SKA St. Petersburg in the KHL, where he's coached by former Russian national junior team coach Valery Bragin. Three of these Russian players played for Omsk in the KHL, where Bob Hartley, the former NHL head coach, is behind the bench. And Ilya Kovalchuk just signed. Ritsu. Tries to move on Barron, and Barron stays with him step for step. Puck loose in the corner. Afanasyev, the shot goes wide. Stefanov drops it back. Chichikov, a shot. That's blocked, and away comes Canada. Byfield with it. And Byfield lays it ahead, trying to find Holloway. Gulick up for Holloway. Perfetti wins that battle for the puck. Paul Perfetti for Quinton Byfield. The pinballs around. And moved up by Mahamadou in the center ice. Byram moved up quickly. The late offside indicated. Gooley's got it back. Safonov drops it off to Janahov. Janahov, a centering pass, bounced off the stick of Safonov. Mentioned last year, Canada beat the Russians in the goaltender game. It was the 14th time in 25 years of medal round play that Canada and Russia finished 1-2 in the tournament. It won't happen this year, as a hand pass is called against the Russians in the offensive zone. And we once again say hello to Canadian fans from across the country. And here's hoping that next year this building is full. And not just this one.
Down in Red Deer as well.
Yeah. Canada had their training camp in Red Deer. They gathered there November the 10th. Due to a couple of COVID tests, they had to quarantine for 2 weeks in their rooms. This has been the longest and most unusual selection camp in Canadian junior history. When you were a junior, there wasn't one.
There wasn't one. They picked the team and
you got the call, or you did?
Yeah, they gathered and off they went to the tournament. But for all of these teams, just the unusual circumstance. The Finns never even had a camp.
No.
Just to try and limit exposures, they just picked their team, and here they are in the Final Four.
Drysdale shoots, that was blocked. And now a steal by Pelche. Feeds it across. Cousins throws it back, and Michael hammered that wide. Cousins back with it. He watch there. Here's the Dinov going to stick on him. Cousins back with it. And Podkolzin drops it back to Kanyazek. He got flushed there by Pelche. Podkolzin throws it rink wide. Here's the Dinov, drops it back. Amirov shoots, and Levi knocks that away. McMichael lays it at center ice, now brought back in. Close up a long shot, bounces off the end boards. Levi knocks it away. Gets by Chichikov and back down the ice. Ponomaryov. Back for Chichikov. Bardakov. Now the centering pass. Ponomaryov drops it back, and the stick of Mahamadou was tied up there on a great back check by Mercer. In comes Byram in the rush. Going Byram in, shoots, and Askarov turns him away. And again, Askarov has lost his stick. This time retrieved by Chichikov. Newhook to Schneider. In, Askarov lost his stick again, and he scores. Schneider, the shot, and Canada leads 4-0, and this might be it for Askarov.
Arthur Aktyamov has been looking back at Igor Larionov here for a little bit of time. It looks like they're not going to make a goaltending change. Watch how quickly Canada hustles onto the offense. Really nice play by Dawson Mercer. And there's Byram jumping on the play, and they're now out of the zone. Chichikov tries to hand Askarov his stick. Man, it's like they're fishing for nickels out there. His stick is all over the place. Another goal on the glove side. It's 4-0. And while they chase the stick around, you fall out of position, and Braden Schneider, who was suspended earlier in the tournament for one game, jumped back into the lineup, is on the board, and Canada now leads 4-0.
Centering pass knocked away by Quinn. Back in the point is Kuznetsov. Shoots. That's deflected away. 9 of the goal, his first in this World Junior Championship, adding to the list of Canadian goal scorers. Schneider up along the boards for Quinn. Now poked ahead. Newhook quietly settles things down, and Kuznetsov gathers it back up for Russia. Schneider.
Team Canada goal scored by number 2, Brady Schneider.
Kirsanov back with it. Bump along the boards by Krebs, and it's flipped back down to the Russian zone. Lead pass for Shahov, too far for him, and Levi's got it.
Well, I don't want to pick on the guy, but man, he's had a miserable day today. Chishnikov gives him his stick back because it's already in the corner. He goes to pick it up. He can't get it, and he never gets set. I think, Gord, the more I watch, it seems that he's never really set in any one position. He's going to have to figure this out to play at the next level, because you can see he's getting ripped apart here today. 4 goals on 18 shots.
And the puck goes over the glass. We ran into Igor Larionov this morning at the hotel. He loves soccer, loves Liverpool. They lost 1-0 to Southampton today. Southampton scored 2 minutes in, and Igor was saying, I hope it's not a bad omen. Well, so far it has been. He's talked about his influences, Scotty Bowman, one of them, and Jurgen Klopp, the manager at Liverpool, who Igor had a chance to meet briefly. He wanted to bring a new attitude to Russian hockey this year. Less structured, less defensive.
They also have a much younger team than you would normally see.
7 of these Russian players are young enough to return next year, which is
including 4 of their defensemen.
So almost unheard of, Ray, for a Russian national junior team to have that many players 18 or younger. Valery Bragin had 3 18-year-olds last year, and some years would have 1. Cousins battles for it. And Cousins moved away from Amirov.
This feels a little bit like the Finnish game, where Canada just upped their level to a place that the Finns couldn't get to. And right now it appears like the Russians they just can't find a way to control the puck long enough in the zone.
But Coles on a centering pass goes back to the point. Mohamedov with a shot, is deflected. Levi the save, and the rebound knocked away.
That was a great play by Podkolzin behind the net. He wins the puck battle and creates the scoring chance.
Here's McMichael along with Cousins. Shot down by McMichael. Podkolzin up to Husnudinov. Crisscrossing at the line with Broshev. And the puck loose behind the goal. Barron. Up into McMichael. Holloway comes steaming in. Drops it back to McMichael. Connor McMichael and across the line. Winds into a backhand shot. That goes wide. Gooley. Got it along the boards. And center ice. It's fired back in by Bardakov. Connor Zary. Calgary Flames first-round pick in 2020. Moves out ahead. Holloway couldn't quite reach it. Zary and Holloway playing together, an Oiler first-rounder and a Calgary first-rounder. They're having a lot of fun with that. And they'll fire down to the Canadian zone. Icing called against the Russians.
For 4 years, teams have done amazing things to raise the Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup. But this year, ideas triumph. What would you do with $100,000 for your community?
Dawson Mercer started that last goal with a terrific defensive play. He ended up getting in on the play at the offensive end. A returning player who had a really quiet tournament last year, just 7 minutes a game. Didn't have a point. Kind of the fix-it guy for Andre Tourigny. Whatever he needs, Mercer seems to be in that position to help solve the problem.
And a world-class ball hockey player, too. In fact, he was voted the top defenseman at the most recent World Ball Hockey Championship. Bouncing puck to Suzuki, shoots off the goalpost. Another chance at the side of the goal, dug free by Tomasino. Tomasino, back for Harley.
He doesn't have his stick again. Now Kuznetsov's running around without a stick because his goalie can't handle his own stick.
Someone must have butted it.
Like, honestly, I've not seen anything like this. Kuznetsov now got his stick back.
Mercer walks in, holds, waits, shoots. That was blocked by Kuznetsov. Braden Schneider from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan has Canada up 4-0. One of the greatest semifinal games ever played in this tournament, 07, the semifinal between Canada and the U.S. Jonathan Toews, Carey Price, and Team Canada won the game, went on to win gold. A group of Dalhousie University students went to that tournament, had a chance to meet them. The young lady second from the right actually gave me a beautiful gift. She went on to enlist in the Royal Canadian Air Force and joined the world-famous Snowbirds as a public affairs officer. Her name was Captain Jen Boyd. Last May, while flying with the Snowbirds in Kamloops, BC, she was killed in a tragic plane crash. To her partner, Snowbirds pilot Captain Scott Boyd, her family, colleagues, and many friends, we want you to know that we're thinking of her and of you. Yazev dumped Newhook at center ice, penalty coming to Russia. Stefanov back for it, and Canada's going back to the power play, up 4-0 here in the second period. Oh no, there's that music.
Where did they find that?
I thought you took care of that.
Russia minor penalty holding.
We need to have a word. With who? I don't know. We need to have a word.
Let me just say to the person that just played that music, Ray Ferraro will hunt you down and find you.
That was something else. Excellent effort here by Krebs as Kirsanov gets called for the penalty on the boards. Krebs felt bad as he hit the ice. Canada 1 for 2 on the power play in the first period.
Got a double minor called against Bud Colson. They scored in the second half of it. Krebs plays that back to Perfetti. It bounced away from him.
Team Russia penalty to number 3 by
Byram to McMichael. That's stolen. It's stolen right back. Husnudinov had it poked away by McMichael. Krebs throws that towards the slot. Husnudinov can't clear it out. Now it's shot down the ice by Mohamedullah. Byram back for it. Winner plays in the gold medal game tomorrow night. The losing team will play for the bronze tomorrow afternoon. United States and Finland on deck tonight in the second semifinal. There's Perfetti. Krebs slides that down. Here's Cousins back with it. Krebs feeds it back at the point for Byram. Oh, and Byram walks right in, shoots, and that goes just high. Another play that might hit Cousins.
And we see Kirsanov's in the penalty box. Actually, well, there's the penalty there. It's Kanayev with the penalty. So just under a minute left in this power play for Canada, sitting comfortably with a 4-0 lead. We are halfway through the game, and Canada has only given up 8 shots to Russia.
In comes Tomasino with it now. Phil Tomasino around to Quinn. Back for Suzuki to Quinn. Number 2 in OHL goals last year. Quinn to Byfield. Byfield gets loose, flips it back to Tomasino. And that bounced by Drysdale. And Husnudinov comes in on Drysdale again. He's tired, and Drysdale stays with him.
Two fantastic skaters. That's a great play by Drysdale.
In comes Suzuki, drops it back to Quinn. The return pass misfired. Final seconds of this power play. Bud Colson has time and lifts it down the ice. Russia has medals in 9 of the last 10 World Juniors. We mentioned, though, only 1 is gold. 1 gold medal in the last 17 years seems inconceivable. Holloway pivots back along with Mercer. They crisscross behind the goal. Kirsanov up along the boards. It's knocked down by Harley. Harley across to Schneider. Schneider shoots. Askarov makes the stop. He's way out of his net. And Mercer's got it back. Pelche across to Holloway. Every one of these Canadian forwards is a first-round pick. Every one on the roster. Don't forget Kirby Doc, the captain, was injured in the pre-tournament game against Russia. Harley up ahead to Holloway. Holloway Tops it back to Mercer, but the play is offside. 4-0 Canada leads here in the semifinals in Edmonton. We're happy to have past Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup champions represented here. To win this year, we want to hear your Good Deeds pitch. Visit ChevroletGoodDeedsCup.ca for more details. .8:55 to go here in the second period. Chinahov drops that back for Chistrikov. Igor Chinahov, a Columbus first-round pick in 2020. Russia's running the longest medal streak in the tournament. 2 years in a row with a medal. The parity at this event has been incredible. Last 10 years, 5 different countries have won gold. No one's won back-to-back. Long shot taken there by Mohamedulin, and that's blocked by Levi.
You look at the since 2010 and just the 1 gold medal in 9 tries, or 9 total medals for Russia. And the other 3 semi-finalists all sitting there with 3.
Sweden has the other gold medal in that time. They won it in Calgary in 2012 against Russia. The shots, I believe, are 44-6 after 2.
Now that was an unbelievable goaltending performance and a beautiful overtime goal by Mika Zibanejad. A 1-0 win.
I think we determined in the second intermission that if Sweden didn't win that gold medal, they in fact never would.
Would never win.
There's Groshev with it. Groshev at center ice, got knocked off the puck by Tomasino, pokes it ahead to Ponomaryov. He shoots off the outside of the goal. Vasily Ponomaryov, a Carolina second-round pick, had a strong tournament for Russia. Plays for Shawinigan in the Quebec Major Junior League. Tomasino pokes it ahead. As Canada begins to change, Jan Kuznetsov back to pick it up. A Calgary second-rounder. He goes ahead to Amirov. He was picked by Toronto in the first round of the most recent NHL draft. Up for Cousins. And McMichael stole it away for a moment. Kuznetsov knocked that away. Now McMichael broke up that pass. At the point. Knocked down by Drysdale. He shoots it, rattles high off the glass to McMichael. Who's behind the goal, being watched by Chig on a centering pass. Goes back to the point to Byram. Owen Byram. Flips it around the boards. Pelche goes in for it. Cousins tries to poke that back. McMichael flips it back across. Cousins in, shoots, and Askarov makes the stop.
Askarov makes the save that time and keeps the puck in front of him to cover it. But a nifty little stick play here by Jacob Pelche. He doesn't take a penalty, but it's a quick stick lift by Huzdadinov. And Dylan Cousins, who's now tied in for first place in points in this tournament with Trevor Zegras, who will play later tonight, gets a good scoring chance out of it.
So I'm going to share something with you, Ray. There's an NHL team that has a drinking game. Every time I say the workhorse from Whitehorse, they have to drink. I'm tempted to go on a run here and see if they can be ready for the start of the season. They've dropped 10 or 12 in a row. Think it'd be unfair?
Well, I don't know if they want to grind it out.
What a player he's been this year for Canada.
He's had a great tournament. Heck, he had a great tournament last year.
Now a centering pass off Afanasiev, feeds for Grintzuk. Levi the save, the puck still loose and knocked down by Goulet.
There is example A of what Devin Levi has done in goal for Canada in this tournament. Makes a difficult save and makes it look so simple with great positioning.
Knocked out for Zeri, works in, feeds ahead for Byfield. Byfield in, shoots, it's off the end of Askarov's stick. Over the glass and out of play.
A good shot by Byfield here. We'll get a look at Devin Levi, who's only faced 11 shots here. But Russia gets into a good scoring spot from a puck battle behind the net. Gritchuk is going to have that scoring chance. Look at Levi. One stop, little poke check, but still directly in front of the puck. The puck is in the center of his chest almost the entire scramble. really impressive to watch him play.
Loose in the corner. Now Quinn chops it back to center ice. Here's Kusanov on it. Shooting from Chinahov, deflects wide. Safonov can't reach it. Here's Quinn. Taps it back to Newhook, who opened the scoring 59 seconds in. Newhook pokes at it. And these are there for Krebs. Peyton Krebs, Canada breaks out 4 wide. Krebs through the middle for Quinn, pokes out ahead, right back to Krebs. Canada changing. Krebs trying to buy some time. In comes Suzuki. Step to the cross and a quick chance there for Byram. Punched away by Askarov. And Kuznetsov goes back to pick it up. 5 to go here in the second period. Byram. Long lead pass to Suzuki. Now Mercer knocks it down. And Suzuki got it back up and feeds it in. Ponomaryov stepped into him. It's knocked back to Mohamedullah. Mohamedullah scored on Devin Levi at the World Junior A Challenge in December 2019. The overtime winner. As Russia won the gold medal. Levi was playing for Canada East in that tournament. Pelche feeds it back to Byram along the wrist shot, goes off the inboards, out the other side. Mohamedullah knocks it down. Picked up by Pelche. He has been relentless in this tournament. He wins another battle for the puck, back to Drysdale. Drysdale shoots out the other side. It goes. Byram reaching for it. Byram clubs off puck Colson. And Chichikov has it back for Russia. Pass ahead to Kusnedinov. He drops it off to puck Colson. That goes off a skate. And Cousins is almost off to the races. Boy, that workhorse from Whitehorse is really something, isn't he, Ray?
Oh, you're working him now. Whoever you're talking about they're in trouble, I think.
Here's McMichael. And now Abramov taken down, and Canada will be penalized with 3:26 to go in the period. Devin Levi, a terrific save for Canada. And Mom Ida likes it.
Russia will get their first power play of the game as Cousins and McMichael kind of tag team on the trip there as Abramov goes down. So Russia a chance to get on the board here. A power play that is 4 for 11 in the tournament. Scored 3 times against the Swedes.
Mohamedullah shoots, and Levi makes the stop. There is no rebound.
That's a good save. That puck was tipped by Safonov just in front of the crease of Devin Levi, but as we've been talking about all day, all tournament, really, his poise and composure moving side to side. He's locked square, and that puck hits him right in the Canada crest.
Florida Panthers will have 2 goalie prospects on semifinal day here at the World Junior. Levi now, and then Spencer Knight for the U.S. against Finland.
And Knight has really been an interesting story in this tournament. A really difficult opening game against Russia. He gave up 4 goals and was pulled in 32 minutes. But since then, he's been lights out, which is really what he did last year, too.
Mohamedullah for Gritsuk. Shoots. Levi to stop. Rebound. Gritsuk again. The stick goes flying, but it's Caden Gooley's, not the goaltenders.
And then Pelche may have saved the goal.
Mohamedullah feeds it across. Chichikov fires. Levi save. Rebound. Gritsuk puts it wide. Good pressure by Russia here on the power play. Mohamedullah. Bravo was shot. That deflected wide. Safonov on it. And Barron stepped into him. Holloway on it. Batted with Gritsuk. Mohamedullah, who loves to shoot it, feeds it across to Abramov. The Toronto draft pick, Abramov. Rink wide he goes. Chichikov a shot. Rebound, score! Abramov, the power play goal, and the Russians are on the board, down 4-1.
Each team with a power play goal now, and after a couple of terrific saves by Devin Levi, he gets victimized by a shot that's blocked that doesn't get to him. So now he's Now he's out of position. This puck hits Justin Barron on the way to the net and doesn't get to Levi. Here's the initial shot by Chistikov. You see it hit Barron as he's tripping. He's actually fallen down.
Canada is challenging the play for offside.
Oh, we got a challenge here on the entry.
Abramov puts this in. So Canada challenges on the entry. I've never liked this about this offside rule and challenge. Can you even remember the entry? Can you even remember what it looked like? Does it have anything to do with the current play? The answer is no, no, and no. However, it's a reviewable play, and the linesman will take a look at this.
Tyler Dietrich is Canada's video coach. The teams have access to the Hawkeye system, which NHL teams use. I'm going to say if they're challenging, they had enough time, they must know. So that's what they're challenging.
You can't see, well, geez. I was going to say you can't see Gritschuk here on the bottom, but maybe it's at the other end. It's kind of a funny bounce, and the puck bounces off outside the line. Everybody's onside still.
See, but he doesn't have possession, he's offside.
If that's not called possession, I believe that's going to be offside on Chistikov.
We saw Tim Stützle score a goal early in the tournament where he backed across the blue line with the puck. You can do that if you have possession. I don't think they would rule that, do you? To be possession of the puck?
I don't think so. It seems to me as though he's just pushing it in the direction of Safonov over on the boards with his foot.
The other problem is that Gritsuk at the bottom of the screen might be offside as well. Gritsuk at the very bottom of the screen might also have been in.
The reason I don't like the going back to challenge is after a certain amount of time, everybody's set. That play has almost been erased from memory.
This year in the NHL, that won't be offside.
Correct.
The skate is above the blue line, so that won't be offside. The IHF is going to that rule next year.
See, I think that's offside now because it appears through the entire length of that stride as though Chistiakov's foot, his left foot, is in the air.
By the way, it's a minor penalty if the challenge is unsuccessful. His foot is in the air. What's the ruling on possession?
Okay, but his foot goes back down.
Right.
His foot goes back down right at the other side of the blue line. To me, you're sitting here, you're splitting the finest of hairs.
So this all, of course, came out of the Matt Duchene offside play.
Yeah, but he was 30 feet offside.
Right, so I think that's the... But this was long before.
So the linesman will tell the referee what they have.
And Olivier Gouin has the call.
After review, the play was offside. There's no goal.
So Larionov wants a word.
So McMichael will head back to the box.
Right.
So watch at the tail end of this. This kind of piqued my interest right at the end. It's so the foot's up, foot's down. Igor Larionov is going to get an explanation that won't satisfy, I'm sure. But that goal has been waved off the board.
They'll put the time back on the clock, as you mentioned.
And the face-off will come outside the zone.
Well, that's a crushing blow for Russia. Well, you get a little bit of life here, a power play goal. So to put the time back on the clock. Hang on. They got to recheck the clock here, I believe.
It seemed like more than 25 seconds had gone by on that power play. There was sure a heck of a lot of action off the face-off. The first shot stopped by Levi, and then that whole scramble that went around there. But they'll check to make sure.
Well, we'll see in the NHL this year, Ray, if the plane of the blue line, as opposed to your skate on the ice, makes a difference. There haven't been a lot of challenges in this tournament. One of the reasons, of course, is that if you're wrong, the minor penalty is pretty punitive. In comes Plug Coles at a minute 15 to go in this power play. Kirsanov rattles it around and pulls it. Down to Amirov. Knyazev Long shot, rebound side of the goal. That's knocked down by Byram. And Drysdale trying to pick it free. Back at the point it goes. In comes Knyazev. To Kirsanov. Knyazev. Back to Kirsanov. Kirsanov walks in, being watched by Drysdale. Bumps it back. Knyazev across to Amirov. Rodion Amirov. Back to Knyazev, rather, shoots, that broke his stick. Now a centering pass kicked up by Levi, the rebound cleared away by Quinn. Chance now for Mercer with time. Throws it back up the ice, and Quinn has to go off on a change. Askarov up to play it quickly, Canada changing. But Colson comes in, Mercer squeezed him off the puck. And Bud Colson, rather, shaken up, heads to the Russian bench.
Funny posture going to the bench. I don't know if he took a high stick there, Gord, from Mercer as he was dumping the puck into the zones.
Stefanov comes in, final seconds of this power play. Mohamedulin to Abramov. 5 shots for Russia on that power play. In comes a chance for Gritsuk. Flipped it over the goal. Minute 20 to go now in the second period. Abramov shoveled that through the crease. Chichikov a long shot. That's gloved by Levi. And he'll hang on.
Closed captioning of the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship is proudly delivered to you by DoorDash. Get $0 delivery for your first month. Delicious delivered.
This is where Podkolzin came up a little lame here as Mercer turns around. Kind of looks like his glove hits him in the shoulder pads, but he's getting some treatment on the bench.
Bardakov throws that back in the corner. Ponomaryov. Slides that back in. Schneider on it. Around the boards for Perfetti. And he and Cousins move away. As McMichael has it back now. McMichael with Cousins. McMichael shoots. That was blocked by Kuznetsov. Harley comes in. Throws it towards the goal. Perfetti knocks it down, but it's fed ahead. Ponomaryov finds Grosjean. Grosjean feeds it back in front. Ponomaryov couldn't reach it. They got a neck guard loose there. Cousins pokes it ahead. And Kirsanov lost the puck to Cousins. In comes Dylan Cousins. All alone. A backhand shot and a penalty coming. And a penalty shot for Dylan Cousins. The IHF standard for penalty shots is much stricter.
Team Canada.
Turnover in the middle of the ice here as Kirsanov tries to pass it back between his legs. Cousins keeps on rolling forward. That tap on the hands is called a detriment to Cousins' shot. So Dylan Cousins has a penalty shot.
In comes Cousins. A backhand shot and a great save by Askarov.
This is always one of the most interesting things for a shooter. Cousins had the breakaway and he was able to make the move, although awarded the penalty shot. He went to his backhand. So now you're going in the second time. It's 10 seconds later. Do you make the same move? Do you try something different? The guessing game between shooter and goaltender, and Askarov gets a side of his skate on it to keep this game at 4-0.
And you've talked about the fact previously, Ray, that Askarov is a right-handed catcher, which
always
makes it
a little awkward.
That makes it, because normally Cousins with that move would be going blocker side.
And the other thing is, you know, obviously it's not a surprise you're going in, you know what the guy is, but Cousins would be right-handed shooting top glove if the goaltender caught the other way. It's just an awkward deal that you don't get very much.
Moved in by Newhook, and time winds down here. In the second period, Canada a 4-0 lead. On the goal by Schneider. You're watching the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship from Edmonton. Semi-final day. Our second admission is coming up.
There's no goal.
For 80 years, Esso has supported Canadian hockey with programs like the Esso Medals of Achievement, Esso Fun Days, and the Esso Cup through our long-standing partnership with Canada's national teams. Esso, proud premier partner of Hockey Canada.
James Duthie back with your second intermission. Don't forget when this one is done. Semifinal number 2, the Americans, Trevor Zegras and company, lost on Christmas night to the Russians, and since then have been absolutely perfect at this tournament. They will take on Finland for the second ticket to the gold medal game tomorrow. James Duthie back with Bob McKenzie. Craig Button will join us in just a second. When you consider the history over the last 12 years between these two teams at this tournament and the wild momentum swings and comebacks, that disallowed goal is a critical moment in the game. And look, I believe in offside reviews to get rid of obvious offsides, but in a circumstance like this, 40 seconds before.
All I can tell you is that when the entry was made, 40 seconds before, Craig Button said that looks like it was offside, and Andre Tourigny immediately scurried down to make sure that the video coach was on it. It's offside. I mean, it's ever so slightly, and it is 40 seconds before the goal is scored, but there's the puck still not quite over the blue, and whether the player's skate was up or down, he did get the skate back down in time, probably, that if he'd been a little slower coming across the line, it wouldn't have been. But video review's video review. Either you're calling it or you're not. And as Gordon Ray mentioned, the rule changes this year in the NHL for skate in the air. Wouldn't apply there anyways. But in any case, double IHF rule remains the same.
Russians came on a little bit in the second half of that period, but the big differences in this hockey game, and one of them is goaltending. Ray talked about it. Askarov, we kept hearing from our goalies during the periods, Marty Biron, Jamie McLennan, Craig, saying, first of all, you got to take care of your stick, and second of all, you should never take a defenseman's stick, correct?
Yeah, and I think when you watch Askarov, I mean, he's so busy in the net. He's got busy feet. He loses his positioning, and that's not the only thing he ends up losing. We've seen him time and time again through this tournament lose his stick. Now he grabs a forward stick or a defenseman's stick. That's not going to help him. But when you watch him in and around the net, Ray Ferraro says it's like an unmade bed. Everything is everywhere, and when you watch Askarov in the net, it's exactly how it looks.
Well, the philosophy is simple. When you do that, now you have two players. The goalie doesn't have the right equipment, and you have another defender without a stick. Andre Tourigny talked before the game about doing all the little things right in a situation like this, including back checks. And we've had two situations where great Canadian back checks have led directly to goals.
All sorts of turnovers being created by Canadians coming back on the back check, tracking back, lifting sticks. Look, playing the Mark Stone giveaway game. Dawson Mercer comes all the way back deep into his own end, creates a turnover back there so they can get possession. And then it's Mercer. Does great board work, gets it to Suzuki behind the net, back out to Braden Schneider and into the back of the net. So again, great defense leads to great offense.
The two players from Newfoundland and Labrador making big contributions for Canada so far in this game. We didn't really see much of Braden Schneider's game until midway through the tournament because he gets that ejection in the first game and a one-game suspension. He's been rock solid since he got back. How critical has he been today?
Oh, he's been critically important, James. In your term, rock solid, that applies to Braden. But he's so much more than just a physical player. There's the outlet pass that leads to the first goal, the new hook, and it's the type of play that he understands that he has to make. We know what kind of physical player he is, and he loves playing physical, but he's got so much more to his game. He's shown it here, head up, buries it short side on Askarov. Braden Schneider has grown in this tournament just as he has as a player over the last 3 or 4 years.
The New York Rangers first rounder has it 4-0 Canada through 2 periods of play. We'll take a break. Be back with lots more from the bubble in Edmonton on semifinal day at the World Juniors.
A premier partner of Hockey Canada, Tim Hortons has supported minor hockey for over 35 years through the Timbits Hockey program and its commitment to developing teamwork, confidence, and social skills in an inclusive environment. Timbits Hockey, where the first goal is having fun.
Another massive 50-50, already over 6.7 million. By the way, nobody claimed the winning ticket New Year's Eve. You know, Bob and I just didn't feel it was right. We wanted to give it back, so that pot being split between tonight and tomorrow. That's what we do. We give, and that's great news for Hockey Canada because the proceeds go to hockey development programs in Alberta. I've been waiting to say this the entire tournament. Finally, I have the perfect chance. Beam me up Scotty. Scott Smith is the CEO and COO of Hockey Canada. Welcome to our virtual set. First of all, your impressions of 40 pretty impressive minutes from the hockey team.
Well, I think a great effort by our players and really shows the preparation by our coaches. We need one more period like that, and then we'll play the right game tomorrow.
There were a lot of anxious months, weeks, and days leading up to the tournament as to whether it would happen or not. How do you feel it has gone now that we're one day away from it being done?
Well, I'm a little superstitious. I will never say that we're through it all, but we're certainly trending the right way. Really, really proud of the work that our events team under the direction of Dean McIntosh has done. The support we've had from Alberta Health Services as well as the Government of Canada. You know, it proved early on with the positive tests that our protocols worked. And we got through that critical time frame, and I really give credit to the 10 participating teams, the officials, and the TSN staff for everyone complying with the protocols, and that's allowed us to get to this point and hopefully get through tomorrow.
Coming up on the horizon, the Women's World Championship slated for Truro and Halifax in April. 3 months away, but still so many questions with the pandemic. Where are you at right now in the expectations as to how it will go?
So our steering committee for the Women's World Championship has continued to meet through the fall. Our last meeting was just before we came into the bubble here in Edmonton, and we agreed that by the 15th of January we would have further discussions. We want to host this. We think that we can deliver a safe event in Halifax and want to be able to do it, but there's still lots of work to do with Nova Scotia Health and the province.
And finally, this tournament comes back to Edmonton and Red Deer next year. We hope these stands will be full of fans. How far are you along in the planning of that event?
Our event team, you know, they were essentially 5 or 6 months out and being able to host it when things shut down last March. And I think we'll be ready. We certainly look forward to this building being full and a great atmosphere in both Edmonton and Red Deer.
Scott Smith, appreciate this.
Thank you very much.
Let's beam down, Scotty, and let's look at our stats. We tracked for our friends at Sport Logic the quality scoring chances from that zone around the net. And right now, 13-4 is your advantage for Canada, and that's where the 4 goals have gone in so far. Again, never over between these two teams, but a really good 40 minutes for Canada and a 4-0 advantage headed towards the third.
Second period summary, Braden Schneider scores to make it 4-0, then an assist to Canadian assistant coach Tyler Dietrich, who gets the review right. So a Russian power play goal is wiped off the board near the end of that period. The shots are 25-19. Gord Miller back here with Ray Ferraro. You talked after the first period about winning battles in the offensive end, but you also mentioned during the period that Canada hasn't allowed an even strength goal, so the defensive end's been pretty good too.
The defensive end's been fantastic, and what I've found is as the games have gotten a little more difficult against the Finns and then against Russia here, this blue line has really stepped to a level and have snuffed just everything out. The 6 regular defensemen for Canada are all first-round picks. We talked about the first-rounders up front. Look at how efficiently they defend. Every one of them is on the play. They close gaps off. They're up in the middle of the ice, so there's no room. The Russians have just 4 slot shots today. They average 17 a game in this tournament. But today, Canada snuffed it out in the defensive end and dominated at the other end.
Canada's got 6 players back from last year's gold medal team in Ostrava, the Czech Republic. The Russians have 3. They met in a classic gold medal game a year ago. But it's been all Canada thus far through 2 periods in the first of 2 semifinals today. Later to come, the United States and Finland. And they'll start this third period 5-on-5. Pelche chops at it. Knyazev plays it back at center ice, brought in by Pelche. Got tangled up there with McMichael. Canada's had to juggle its lines every game in this tournament. Injuries and various other issues. As Cousins works in, drops it off. McMichael works in and shoots, and that shot was blocked by Kirsanov. And Kirsanov, the hulking Russian defenseman who's eligible for the upcoming draft, works in. Shoots, that was blocked by Schneider. Krebs got tied up by Afanasyev. Jack Quinn. Had Kirsanov step into him. Abramov with it. Abramov had that apparent power play goal wiped out by the offside review. Now Mohamedulin with a shot that goes high. I mentioned that Mohamedulin loves to shoot it. We saw it last year at the Malinka Gretzky Cup race. He doesn't always know where it's going. Now Krebs feeds it back across. Quinn with a quick shot. The save made by Askarov. And in Russia, it is almost 4 a.m. in Moscow. I think we've got a sleeper in the upper left.
They're looking for something to cheer about here. They thought they had it in the second period with the goal that was wiped out.
Roshev winds in now, shoots away wide. Bardakov tried to knock it down, played out by the Canadians, and Byfield pumps out ahead for Holloway. Holloway, Byfield perfecting the forward line for Canada. Roshev flips that in for Bardakov, and right away Barron stepped into him.
That's great coverage by Canada. Barron knows he's got Gooley behind him, so he can run up into the play.
Samov in shoots, and Levi makes the save. Bardakov gets a high grip there, and we say hello to Canadian fans looking in across the country. Delay, delay. Now you're on. Video conferencing was the way of 2020, wasn't it?
It was, whether you wanted to or not.
Cousins gathers up the loose puck and winds his way through center ice. Lead pass for Byram rather. Byram plays it down. Cusano almost had his pocket picked by Cousins. That was centering pass, just missed Pelche. Byram back at the point. Around to Cousins, chips it there for McMichael. Throws that back towards the goal. Askarov makes the pad save and hangs on to the rebound.
This line has been nose to nose with Russia's top line, McMichael, Cousins, and Pelche. And really the Russian top group has not got anything done. Amirov, who's out there most of the time with Podkolzin, and who's Nadinov, it's really been a dominant performance.
Clearing attempt was knocked down by Suzuki and moved out by Afanasiev. Chinaha for Abramov. Up for Afanasiev. In shoots, Levi save, and again, there's just nothing there.
There is nothing on Levi. He's faced 2 shots this period. They both stuck to him like he's got glue on him. I've just been really impressed, not to belabor the point, that he gets so square to the puck when it hits him, it's always right in front of him. He never really very often in this tournament has had to scramble. He's rarely out of position, and the goal that beat him today, which of course was disallowed, was actually deflected in front of him. It never got to him.
He's faced 111 shots in this tournament and stopped 108 of them.
Just think at the beginning of the selection camp, Jason LaBarbera, the Team Canada goalie coach, said it's a wide open race.
Safonov works around Newhook, little wraparound try, sitting in the slot, and that's moved up. That'll be a penalty against Harley.
No, that's going to be
deflected. Wow.
Yeah, I think that's off Kuznetsov's stick.
Harley thought he was getting a penalty there. Dodges one. It was a year ago this time that Levi kind of made his appearance. Yeah, there's it off the stick. At the World Junior A Challenge, Ray, he had not really been on the map for Hockey Canada prior to that.
And really, not much was known whether that his success at the Junior A level would transform into this, at this level. Certainly, he's answered every question that possibly could have been asked.
What a move by Byfield. Walks in and fires. Good stop by Askarov. Here's Zary walking in, shoots. Askarov shuts that down. Roshev had his pocket pick. Zary plays it back in deep. Knyazov got bumped there by Holloway. Kusanov, a knock off the puck by Byfield. Another shot off the side of the goal by Zary. And Knyazov for Kusanov. And Zary stepped in front of that. Knyazov drops that back to Kusanov. And Podkolzin winds in. Vasily Podkolzin, the Russian captain in his 3rd World Junior. Plays it back around. Podkolzin was dynamite for Russia in this building in the 2018 Holinka Gretzky Cup, as was this man, Dylan Cousins. Pelche lays that down to McMichael. A centering pass for Cousins, just hopped off his stick. Drysdale steps up, keeps it alive. Amirov steals it back. Chichikov spins back.
Get him!
Mohamedulin. Afanasyev. And Levi out to play him. Levi plays at Northeastern University. He's a computer science major there. And here's Barron back for it. Puck stolen there by Newhook, trying to get a stick free. Newhook drops that back. Off the bench comes Barron. A shot back for Gouli, rather. That shot goes wide. Now Newhook digs forward in the corner. Alex Newhook around for Krebs. Afanasyev ahead for Abramov. With Chinahov. And Barron stays right with Abramov. Goes behind the goal. Afanasyev's centering pass was broken up by Krebs. Krebs to Quinn. Quinn couldn't clear it out. Kept alive by Afanasyev. Newhook comes back. And Krebs chips that for Quinn. Needs a change and threads that down to the Russian zone. 5.5 gone here in the third period. Kirsanov. Up ahead for Groshev, who's one of the returnees from last year for the Russians. And the loose puck at the side of the goal picked up by Harley. Kirsanov ranges back, being shadowed there by Suzuki. And at the Canadian line, Harley disrupted that rush. Picked up by Mercer. In comes Johnson Mercer. He took a hard bump and he chipped it in deep, and now Schneider along. Shot tipped just wide by Suzuki. Off the bench comes Holloway flying in. Holloway flips it back in the corner. Man, could he ever skate. Drops it back. Schneider, a quick shot, that deflected wide. Holloway back on it.
He's looked terrific tonight.
Wraparound try, Askarov down, can't glove it. Holloway picks it out again. Losing the side of the goal, Holloway reaching for it. Mohamedulin peels back. Byfield sealed the wall, and Chichikov has it back. Here's Gudinov, get turned back there by Schneider. Byfield's got it back. Chichikov, bumped by Perfetti. Knocked down by Byfield. Perfetti with a bouncing puck, it skipped off his stick. And Amirov wheels up from behind the Russian goal. Rodion Amirov steps around Byfield. Got poke check there by Drysdale. A sharp angle shot. Levi to save. And Drysdale pins the rebound away. Amirov's got it back. Puts it back for Kuznetsov. A race for it now. Pelche coming in. Two Calgary Flames prospects there, and Kuznetsov knocked it away. Podkolzin. Watched by Drysdale. Podkolzin wheels around and shoots. That was blocked by Drysdale. Jamie Drysdale has it back. Winds through center ice. Podkolzin stepped into him. Abramov winds in, and the puck rolls off his stick. Byram erased him in the corner. McMichael tried to chip it out. And now Drysdale bangs it off the sideboards and back to center ice. Mario flips it back in. Afanasyev tapped that wide. And the puck moves to the side of the goal for Afanasyev. Trying to wrap around. And the pass by Chinahov bounces back to center ice. Now Chinahov with Canada changing, walks in and shoots, but the play was offside. 4-0, Canada leads here in Edmonton.
Flashback to 2019, Devin Levi in net for Canada in the World Junior A Challenge. Final against Russia, double overtime heartbreaker as Shakir Mukhamadullin, who's playing in this game tonight, and Canada had to settle for silver. Levi made it clear it's huge motivation for him. He views this as a chance for redemption, guys. Says that was absolutely heartbreaking, made no bones about it. He wanted revenge.
He was the MVP of that tournament.
Well, I would say for 49 minutes, he's done pretty well here tonight. Just been a stellar performance from Levi behind a Canadian team that has played just an excellent game.
Shkirov drops that back. Mohamedulin, long shot, goes wide up the other side. Chichikov moves in and fires, and Levi another save. Roshev peels back in the corner. Barron up for Krebs. Lifted back to center ice. Quinn reaching for it. Mohamedulin knocked it away. Of course, move I would play in the under-18 is in comes Newell. He gets thumped down there by Chichikov. And again, Newell came in dinged up and missed Canada's last game. So anytime he gets knocked down, that'll be a concern. There's Chichikov. The puck pulls, and that was knocked down by Suzuki. And now it's center ice. Amirov moves in on Schneider. And Schneider just stays with him and moves him off the puck.
Strength and mobility on display for Schneider. That's a really great play against the nifty Amirov.
Skarov in the corner. Knocked down by Mercer. In comes Suzuki to help out at the end of a long shift. And Kuznetsov takes the return pass. Abramov moves in at center ice. And he's knocked off the puck by Harley. Here's Schneider back with it. Braden Schneider, the Ranger first-round pick, plays for Brandon in the Western League. Up for Holloway moving in. And the centering pass goes right back to the point to Schneider. Braden Schneider walks in. Schneider flips it towards the goal, goes off with a discarded stick. We got a Russian defender without a stick. That's Afanasyev. He gave it to a Russian defenseman. Zary feeds it back in the corner. No, nothing. Another Russian defender's lost his stick. And Askarov pokes out, and the puck's still loose. Everyone's got their lumber back, sort of. No. Knyazev gets hand of the stick. Drysdale back down to Zary. Zary centers it. Loose puck in front. Byfield couldn't reach it. Kursanov peels back as the Russians change. Past the midway point of the third period. Canada leads 4-0. Trying to advance the gold medal game for the second consecutive year. Zary with it. Connor Zary. Lays it back down. Canada trying to advance to the gold medal game for the 18th time since the medal round format began in 1996 in Boston. Dooley back with it. Up ahead for Barron and sweeps that down to the Russian zone. Mohamedulin goes back. He lost it to Cousins. In shoots. And the save by Askarov. You're watching the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship on TSN. Time now for Gear Up with Skip the Dishes and our stats crew. Next to us, John Perlberg has done all but 3 games so far in this tournament. Man, can that guy count. Jeff Orem and the country gentleman, Ed Grundy, do the graphics for us. John's been with us at the Olympics, was in the bubble with me for the NHL. Does a great job in the CFL as well. Thanks, guys. Skip the Dishes, the official food delivery app of Hockey Canada.
As always, boys, thank you for everything that you do. Because not only are they finding information, then we keep asking them questions. What about this? What about that? And they always find it. Super helpful.
In comes Cousins, drops it off to McMichael. The centering pass right on goal, knocked wide by Pelche. Amirov spins back. Shots are 32-23 Canada. Chinaha flips that down. Drysdale around for Quinn. He lost an edge, and the puck goes back to center. And Quinn lifts that down to the Russian zone. Back goes Kursanov for it. Chinaha lost the puck there to Harley, and Harley wheels up from behind the goal. Knocked it by Kursanov and back to center ice. Kniazev to Kirsanov. Afanasyev shoots it, ramps off a stick, over the glass and out of play. And still to come tonight, Finland and the United States in the second semifinal. This too a rematch from last year, the quarterfinal game, which the Finns won 1-0. And the United States brings back 8 players from that team a year ago with revenge on their minds. They just never broke through in that quarterfinal round.
No, they were all, seemed all around the game. They just couldn't find a way to get on the board, and it was very disappointing loss for them.
Mohamedulin walks in and shoots the traffic and deflected, hit the goalpost. Suzuki can't get it by Mohamedulin, shoots again, another leg in front. Suzuki knocks it down, flips it ahead for Tomasino. The pass just eluded him.
Gord, you were talking about how erratic Mohamedulin is when he takes that big slapper. The thing's a rocket. There's a couple of simple wrist shots, all kinds of trouble around the front of the Canadian net, including a goalpost.
Mercer drops it back. The lead pass for Tomasino missed. And Kuznetsov back to pick it up. But Colson shoves that down towards the Canadian goal, and now Drysdale's got it back. Drysdale, the Toronto native, across to Byram, who hails from Cranbrook, BC, and Askarov waited a long time there. Pelche closed on him. Amirov drops it back to Kuznetsov. Canada's always got a good team, or usually does, when the NHL is not playing. You think of lockout years, and this year, of course, the NHL season delayed. But at this point, through to this point, you're talking about one of the most statistically dominant Canadian lineups ever. As that plays offside at the Canadian line. Mohamedulin comes close, knocks it off the pipe, and Canada still leads 4-0. Time now for the Gatorade shift of the game.
Canada had done such a good job 5-on-5, scoring the first 2 goals, winning puck battles to do so. Krebs wins one there. Cousins finds Bowen Byram, and then Cole Perfetti walks off the boards to make it 3-0 on the power play.
Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel. 5:40 to go here in the third period. Canada a 4-0 lead. Holloway, shot left sideboards. Stefanov couldn't handle it. Here comes Byfield, one-on-one with Kirsanov. Byfield waiting for help, shoots. It's off the stick of Kirsanov. Over the glass and out. There's Tom Rennie, head of Hockey Canada, the chief executive officer. When Kirby Dach was injured that pre-tournament game against the Russians, Rennie went to the hospital with Dach, which meant he left the bubble, which meant he had to re-quarantine 5 more days in his room. But he felt it was important to be there with him. Newhook walks it and shoots. Askarov knocked out away with the blocker. Now a steal on the board by Groshev. Couldn't get a shot away. Quinn up for Krebs. Chichikov brings it around. Groshev. Behind the play, got a penalty coming. There's some pushing and shoving. Bartikov's into it with Krebs.
Little left hand, little wrestle, little push back. And Bartikov goes to the penalty box.
And he takes Krebs
was going to.
We're going to take Krebs with him. A little 4-on-4 here. By the way, the conclusion of the Game Awards will have the top 3 players for each team as selected by their coaching staffs. And once again, some salty language in the penalty box.
Can't believe it. Usually all so calm and peaceful in there.
How many penalty minutes you have? 1,200 or something?
Yeah, about so. You'd think you'd be able to pick those up in bigger clumps, but most of those are 2-minute minors. You got to get a lot of trips over there.
Like 6 hours to box or something.
Yeah, but I was doing it 2 minutes at a time.
1,288, John Colbert tells us. Oh. 644 slashing penalties.
It could have, well, I'll tell you, the reason they weren't in bigger clumps is because that's when you really got yourself into trouble. Because that meant there was somebody else sitting there with a bigger chunk of penalty minutes, too.
In comes Byram. Drops it back to Cousins. On this 4-on-4, McMichael. Byram's going off. On comes Harley. Cousins pokes out to hit them. McMichael. McMichael, a sharp angle shot goes wide. Escaro, by the way, is young enough to return next year to play in his 3rd World Junior.
You know what would be interesting is that to watch the progression for him. Last year, remember how his hands were moving all the time? His feet were jittery all over the place.
Whoop, falls behind the net.
There has been some progression to that. Now this year, it's rebounds bouncing around. He's lost his stick half a dozen times today. Curious what another year of growth will look like for him.
In comes Quinn with it now. Jack Quinn from Cobden, Ontario. Moves back to center ice. Well, it is a 19-year-old tournament, Ray. We talked about it before as the play is offside at the Russian line. Still to come tonight, Dutch and Jen with Sports Center. Bad day for NFL coaches. Bad day.
Always is.
Monday. Right? Just but Askarov will get a chance, you say, to a rare chance for a goaltender to play in 3 of them. Russia called timeout.
Well, with a performance that had the 3 goals in the first period, Canada was way out in front. And they had to continue to play hard, but they had to rely on Devin Levi. He had a 29-save shutout in the quarterfinal, and now against a far more difficult opponent, he's been rock solid again. Nothing seems to change for Levi game to game. Control the puck, control the rebound, control his movement. He has been outstanding from day one for Team Canada.
The Canadian Central Hockey League MVP last year for Carleton Place in the Ottawa area. He's had quite a 12 months.
Russia's going to get the goaltender out here.
Inside 3 to go in the 3rd, so next skater comes on. It's Amirov. Mohamedova plays it across to Podkolzin. Chichikov banks it in, goes after his own shooting. Byram picks it up. And Podkolzin knocks it down. Bardakov shields off Drysdale. 6 skaters on 5 here for the Russians. Mohamedova for Chichikov. Shoot! It was over Krebs, and Levi kicked it away. The puck back to center ice. Amirov. Long shooting, rattles off the glass. Levi's going to play it. He's going to shoot for the empty net. It got blocked.
It hit Drysdale in the back.
That long shot drifted wide from Chinahov.
That's the time to try it right there. Got a 4-goal lead. You get under 2 minutes left. Why not?
Pelche got leveled there by Chichikov. Feeds it down to the Russian zone. Kirsanov. Fires it down. Here comes Levi again. Going to try it again. No, just pokes it back in the corner. Safonov centers it. And a chance now for Cousins. He's got Pelche with him. Cousins to Pelche. Back to Dylan Cousins. Scores! And Dylan Cousins is now alone in 5th spot on Canada's all-time point list of the World Junior, passing Jason Allison. The workhorse from Whitehorse does it again.
A 3-point night for Cousins. This line has an excellent night as McMichael's in good defensive position to intercept the pass. Pelche, who won a puck battle to start the McMichael goal to make it 2-0, feathers a little dish over, and Canada will be heading to the gold medal game.
Cousins, the point leader and goal leader in the tournament. We'll see Trevor Zegers of Team USA later in the second semifinal. Zika goes back for it.
Team Canada goal is 8th of the tournament, scored by number 22, Dylan Cousins.
Here's Barron back with it. This has been a dominant performance from the opening moment. Canada scored 59 seconds in on the goal by Alex Newhook. Afanasyev feeds it across to Koskirov. Right back to Chichikov. Inside a minute to go in the 3rd period. Shinahoff works in, shoots, and Devin Levi makes the save, and there's no rebound.
Said that more than a couple of times today. A deflating game for Russia. This game got out of hand for them quickly in the 1st period. You know, inside of a minute, Alex Newhook on a goal that was reviewed. Nobody saw it go into the net. Gave Canada a 1-0 lead. About 9 minutes later, it's 2-0, and shortly after, it's 3-0. And that's just proved to be too big a hill for Russia to climb.
Shot by Tomasino, knocked away by Askarov. Here's Tomasino back with it. To the point to Harley. Long shot goes off the skate of Chichikov. And at the line, knocked down by Tomasino. And Schneider drops it back to Harley. And with 9.8 seconds to go, it's called offside at the Russian line. So now the Russians have to do the hardest thing in this format. Regroup and play for the bronze tomorrow.
Tournament hockey can bite you here, and now they've got to find a way to regroup and play for the bronze tomorrow.
And Devin Levi posts a 27-save shutout, his 3rd of the tournament, ties the World Junior record set by Canada's Justin Pogge in 2006. Canada wins it by a final score of 5-0 and advances to the gold medal game for the 18th time since the format was instituted in 1996. Canada will play the winner of the United States and Finland in the second semifinal tomorrow night in the gold medal game here. And we'll try to become the first team to repeat as World Junior champions since Canada did it back in 2009 in Ottawa, capping off a 5-in-a-row run with a gold there. We will get the player of the game presentations, and then we will have the top 3 players for each team as selected by the team's coaching staffs, and then we'll have the Canadian national anthem.
The best players of each team is presented by Explore Edmonton, the visitor economy and venue management organization for Edmonton. Each winner will be awarded with a custom wallet from local maker Close General Leather Company. Recipients will receive their award after they exit the ice. The best player of Team Russia est le numéro 19, number 19, Vasily Podkolzin. The best player of Team Canada est le numéro 1, number 1, Devin Levi.
Another shutout for Levi.
In the 1-and-out games, Levi has stopped 56 straight shots. 29 in the quarters, 27 here in the semi.
And now for the three best players of the 2021 IIHF World Junior
Championship. About to get a watch too.
For Team Canada and Team Russia. The three best players are selected by their team and will each receive a Tissot watch. The three best players of Team Russia. Our goaltender, gardien de but, le numéro 1, number 1, Yaroslav Askarov. Defenseman, défenseur, le numéro 6, number 6, Semyon Chistyakov.
So two Nashville picks, Askarov and Chistyakov are picked as the top three players.
Forward, avant, le numéro 19, number 19, Vasily Podkolzin.
And the captain, Podkolzin, who's got one World Junior game left tomorrow, the bronze medal game, is the third. And now Canada's top three.
And the three best players of Team Canada. Our goaltender, gardien de but, le numéro 1, number 1, Devin Levi. Defenseman, défenseur, le numéro 4, number 4, Bowen Byram. Forward, avant, le numéro 22, number 22, Dylan Cousins.
Levi, Byram, Cousins, the top players for Canada. With a game to go. Get the helmets off, the mask off, get the gloves off, get the picture.
And a brilliant tournament so far for those three players.
Et maintenant, pour l'hymne national, for the national anthem of Team Canada.
The 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship from Edmonton, Alberta is brought to you in part by Esso. The Esso brand has fueled Canada's love of hockey for over 80 years. By Nike, official gear of Canada's national hockey teams. By TELUS, helping build stronger communities on and off the ice. When we give back together, we're all connected for good. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Team Canada. The 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship from Edmonton, Alberta is brought to you in part by Chevrolet. Find new reasons to cheer. Find new roads.
And now Canada waits its opponent, 9:30 p.m. Eastern for the U.S. and Finland. Keep this in mind. The Americans have beaten Canada the last 3 gold medal matchups, but have to get past Finland to get another one. Considering the quality of the opposition has complete a semifinal victory for Canada, as we've seen in recent memory at this tournament. Tomorrow they go for the double in the bubble, back-to-back golds, trying to become the first nation to do it since Canada's 5 straight golds from 05 to 09. Lots of analysis ahead on SportsCenter now.